respect from that Ashtamats. He used to go there and teach them. He was thinking that he should be something similar. Then his ideas changed. He thought, why I should be so orthodox? He decided to cut his this shika, and then he has done that. And he was wearing this pant and modern shirt. Then he was smoking. All that he said. Then he was going around just to get a feel. After some time, he thought he has to do some study, but if he start with the Madhvacharya, it becomes, only caste related, because his caste is, his samaja is based on only Madhva, then it will be biased. He said, let me start with Shankaracharya. He started with Shankaracharya. While studying what he has understood, what Shankaracharya, that 32 years, what he has achieved, is a childish. He has used this word. And then he said, Shankaracharya in the beginning, he was talking something, but over a period, when he started doing, he got some maturity. But there's a lot of difference what he was talking initially and what he was talking later part of his life. Yes, he has written a lot of things. Then he said that was the time Buddhism, they were not liking this Vedic approach. So Shankaracharya, he brought to Vedic. That is, everybody thought he is great. Actually, he is not great, he said. He says, I cannot accept this. Then he came to Ramanujacharya. He said Ramanujacharya is also refined Shankaracharya, not something great. The third thing was Madhvacharya. Then he said, while studying, he has fully understood whatever Madhvacharya says, and he could experience that. Finally, he concluded Madhvacharya is great. It's the first time I heard that guy talking like that. He has given some interview in the USA to one of his, I think, some follower. I found, what is this guy is doing? Same. Our Bananje. Has he gone mad? I was thinking that way. Because so far I haven't heard he's talking like that. He's highly biased. But Sanskrit wise, he's an amazing person. Sanskrit and Vedic and all that. Why such people, after having so much of knowledge, my question to you is, why they are they are biased to one side? Because he wanted to prove from the beginning itself that he wanted to go chronologically and study, and finally he found Madhvacharya is great. Is it also not a sort of biased thing he is expressing there?
Yes, see, certainly it is biased, and the problem is with ritual. See, today I was talking about 41st verse of Bhagvadgita, which we already done on the second chapter. Krishna says, don't go towards that. That pushpitam vacham pravadanti paschitaha, so vedava dharata partha, that we had done that some time ago. Okay, so now if we say somebody is Veda or somebody is doing this or that, what it eventually transpires itself in not experimentation, but to accept somebody's testimony and keep on praying to that. So in the case of Shankara, see, that even lot of Advaiti people, or rather Smarta, don't even know about Yoga Taravali, which we have completed.
Yes, nobody knows.
Okay, that is one. Two is that his Aparoksha Anubhuti is hardly understood by many.
Yeah.
Like that, Drigdrishya Viveka is not his, but there are other things, Atma Bodha and all of that, what Shankara has written, are something like metaphysics, which cannot...
It's very abstract,
yes,
right? So it's very difficult to understand.
Exactly. So what has happened? Like you have got a doubt. It's a genuine doubt. These 5 senses we are cutting off. Is this practice there in Shankara teaching? Which is a perfect question. Because I don't see this being there. But if you really go closely towards what he put from Annamaya Kosha to Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, whatever we did, he says that how you should dissect your body. Okay, and if you look at Bhagavad Gita, he says that the water cannot wet it, fire cannot burn it, and all that. So this 5 elemental thing with 5 senses has been there, without which the mind cannot get settled in any given way. So to know that, let us say if I am not able to get it at all, then what should I do? I have to pray to the God to make it happen. So then I have to go to from Nirvikalpa Samadhi idea, I have to go to Savikalpa Samadhi, or from Nirguna Brahman to Saguna Brahman, and do that. So what Bananjay ultimately found out is this entire Shankara teaching is a child play, because he doesn't give steps. The one difference between Buddha teaching and Shankara, which I've already covered, is that Shankara doesn't tell the steps, and Buddha tells a step, but then nobody wants it because it is Buddhism.
Because it's not Vedic supported.
It's not Vedic supported. So now we do want to trash that out. So now you come to Vedic. Vedic is Upanishad. But Vedic is not only the Vedas. It is the Upanishad what is main important. So what Shankara brought was the 10 Upanishad. Now in the case of Ramanujacharya and Madhvacharya, they didn't believe in the 10 Upanishad. They said that all Upanishads should be understood. Okay, so who is Shankara to say that 10 Upanishads are sufficient? So it went into a different direction of establishing Vedic against non-Vedic, which was what was followed earlier. That's where it has ended. Okay, so Bananjay, with his limited knowledge in this aspect, what he has done is that he has made sure that Madhva philosophy is the only philosophy which will lead to liberation through Hari Sarvottama Vayu Jivottama. That is, you have to agree that Hari is the highest authority, without which you cannot. So then comes Shiva. So then you have to make Shiva as a person who reports to Hari. So then all kind of things will start, because then the Iyengars or the Visishta Advaita people also claim Hari or Vishnu, and Madhva also claim Vishnu or Hari, and then there is a competition who will get mukti. So that is what Bananjay has done. Whether it is right way of doing, wrong way of doing, he couldn't experiment, neither anybody could teach him this is how you can experience it.
Yeah, the thing is, he has not experienced spirituality. He was going through, my understanding, he was going through Shastras.
No, he was going through the philosophy. See, there is a...
Philosophy, yes. Philosophy.
There is a book called as Madhva Vijaya. If you are interested, you can go through that book. There, what happens is that Trivikrama Panditacharya is the main disciple of Shankara, after Shankara. Okay, so this is something like 600 years of after Shankara left this place. This Panditacharya was treated like second Shankara. Okay, now what happens after Madhva comes into existence, the Trivikrama Panditacharya's earlier name I have forgotten, but anyway, so that person becomes a disciple of Madhvacharya, rejecting Shankara's teaching. Okay, so now what happened is that first came Shankara, second came Ramanuja, third came Madhva. Because this Trivikrama Panditacharya accepted defeat, and he said that this Shunyavada of Buddha and the Advaita, that is, there is Brahman and Jagat, both are neither the same, nor different, nor one, nor the other, is highly confusing. So I reject Shankara's teaching. So what people do is they read Madhva Vijaya. See, if I am a Madhva follower for whatever reason, and if I say that let me understand let us say Buddha teaching, like if I am Sarva Priyananda as an example. Okay. Now assume that I am Sarva Priyananda. I am a devout a disciple of Shankara, but I still want to know what Buddhism is all about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Mahayana school of thought or Theravada school of thought and try to understand, which I cannot understand because just like we have so many books, they also have so many books and so many different kind of interpretation. So then I go through the Nagarjuna route, and Nagarjuna was himself a philosopher and guide and also a physician, and then he spoke about Shunyatavada. So now what I mean to say is that those people who are following Buddha are talking about Shunyatavada. So Shankara was very much critical on Shunyatavada. Okay, so then I will come to a conclusion that Buddha teaching is not the right teaching, and I will say Shankara's teaching is the right teaching because it is Vedic. Because from whatever books I try recovering, I will only understand this much. Because philosophically or intellectually or for whatever I can use the terms, I can only understand this much. And there is nobody who can teach me how to experience it. So I'm stuck. So what I should do? I should then go to something which I know. Let us say I know about Shankara teaching. So I get attached to Shankara teaching. If I am a Madhva follower, where I am born in a Madhva family, and then I understand that Buddha is not okay, Shankara is not okay, Ramanujacharya is not okay, then Madhvacharya is okay because that is affinity to me anyway. And I find that devotion is going to lead me to liberation. Which is
but
true.
Actually in India, I am talking about before these three acharyas, the Veda was there. Yes. And Ramayana Mahabharata was there.
Correct.
So people had freedom to read and implement as per their capacity, in their own capacity.
Yes.
And so after this so-called Ramanujacharya onwards, then he started option whether you want Shankara follower or other follower. Whenever my father follows, I used to follow. That means again, the Indian whole philosophy, whole mentality has become aligned to some acharyas thought which is written by somebody else.
Correct.
We are not purely practicing the either yogic, Vedic way, or maybe, I don't know, Buddhism or other side, non-Vedic way. Because actually, I think that freedom was there in India throughout.
See, the objective initially, if you really understand, is to come out of prison. Bandhana.
Yes, correct.
But what
means bandhana, yeah.
Yes, so what eventually has happened is that people have created more bandhana.
Yeah, with these acharyas, actually it is a bandhana for us.
Yeah, because
to follow.
Yes, not only that, which prison to go? Should you go to Madhva's prison or Ramanuja prison or Shankara prison or Buddha's prison or Mahavira's prison or whoever prison? They're prison, right?
Actually, my understanding, those three people may be great. They have achieved that, whatever they're supposed to achieve in their life, Avatara Purusha or anything. But when we follow, we are not following them properly. We are following them through a bookish way.
Correct.
Any one acharya should be okay in that case. I don't think the acharyas will condemn other things.
No, nobody condemned anyone.
Next level has done this.
No, nobody has condemned anyone. Okay. The thing is that there are two problems. One problem is how to try it out. So when you look at how to try it out, the Guru Shishya Sambandha, what has been explained in Upanishad as well as in the Veda is Sahana Vavatu, Sahana Bhunattu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai. That means both the teacher and the student will try out together, just like we have been trying for the last 2.5 years.
Correct.
So I am as much as a student as you are. And we are jointly doing it. So there is no taking of credit of teaching something, because as much as you are learning, I am also that much learning. As much as you are experiencing, I am also experiencing same thing. So that is what Veda is all about. It's not about submission to an authority.
Yes.
Over the period.
It is experiential.
It is experiential. But over the period, what has happened? It has become recital. See, now the Veda Patashala, whatever you're talking about, but is only about reciting.
That is only reciting, nothing to do with any of this
Correct.
philosophies there.
Exactly. Yeah. So now what happens is, if I were to read Brahma Sutras of Badarayana to this and that and all that, it is about how do you want to recite it. Correct. Reciting doesn't lead to liberation. Reciting leads to bondage, because now what happens is, see, the meaning of smartha in the first place, it is smriti, artha is smartha. That means one who has understood the smriti. So how many smritis are there? Any idea?
Is it what that Brahma Sutra, Bhagvadgita, and
no, that is the Prasthanatrayi of Shankara.
Prasthanatraya.
No, I'm not talking about Prasthanatrayi at all. I'm talking about of smriti. How many smritis are there?
Pure Veda you are talking about?
Yes, I'm talking about pure Veda.
That is Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda,
no,
right?
And related to the smriti, there are Manu Smriti, Brahma Smriti.
Manu Smriti, yeah, I got it. Yeah, there are maybe many.
There are many smritis.
Manu Smriti is the one thing I know. I think that's what currently is followed by people, right?
Yes. So there are many smritis. Yeah. So one who knows the true meaning of those is called as smartha. Smriti artha iti smartha. So now if you call yourself as a smartha, the meaning of that is that you know the entire smriti. Okay.
So nothing to do with the Shankaracharya or Madhvacharya.
Nothing to do with that, right? Okay. Now what has happened? It has become a sect. Smartha as a sect. So now when I say, I and Padma Shri are part of this Madhva. So neither it is Smriti nor anyone, but it is the name of the person.
Yes.
So from a Smriti, it has conditioned itself to following a particular person. It's like instead of following BJP, I will follow Modi. And I call a Bhakta of Modi. So what happens to BJP? It doesn't have an identity now, because all identity is Modi only.
Yes.
Okay, so now I call as a Bhakta of Modi. So when there is a Bhakta of Modi, you will find a Bhakta of Rahul Gandhi, right? Now we are going to fight. Because the Smriti itself has been misunderstood. So if I know Constitution of India, it doesn't matter whether I'm a Modi follower or a Rahul Gandhi follower or this follower or that follower, as long as it is within the Constitution. Now what has happened? We have become like a person follower, like Amitabh Bachchan or this one and that one, Rajnikant or Kamal Hassan. And so that means it becomes like personality. So once there is a personality, there is going to be dispute, because the way one approaches, just like you asked me initially, that is this there in Shankaracharya's teaching? So it becomes personal now. Like it's like you are asking me whether it is your own which is created, or is there any proof that this is what was done by Shankara? So that is the question you are asking. And the answer to it is that when we read about Aparoksha Anubhuti, and when we finished some portion of Viveka Chudamani, then what did we really understand out of it then? Would become a question. Because practicality is one thing. So nobody works or nobody bothers on practicality. Everybody bothers on how much he or she knows about it.
Yes.
And then I become a follower of that. So let us say Sarva Priyananda knows a lot of things. He knows how to speak. So now I become a follower of Sarva Priyananda. Maximum I will become a follower of Ramkrishna Paramahamsa, because he that is his lineage. I am least bothered about what Ramkrishna Paramahamsa did himself, because I feel that he is a great person. Talking about a great person makes no sense. So let me become a bhakta of that person. So then I have diluted myself, because there is no mukti which is in store. It is only bandhana. So now, if I am a follower of Ramakrishna Math Belur, then what is going to happen? I am going to reject every other person's way of speaking, because it is not in line with what Ramakrishna has said. So I'm biased. That is exactly what is the problem with Bannanjay Govindacharya. He might know Sanskrit, he might know the meaning of the shlokas, and he can explain it well. He can speak in Tulu, he can speak in Kannada, he can speak in, let us say, English. He has gone to US, he has gone to Europe, he has explained. But what is the ultimate of doing of all of that? Nothing. It's
a big Pandit, that's it.
Exactly. One who knows. See, the thing is, I can be knowing it intellectually, and that is what I've done. So what I've done is that I've learned Sanskrit. I know how to break the words. I can go to the deeper meaning of it, and I can explain.
Yeah.
But nobody asks, have you experienced what you are talking? Nobody asks that. Because he's a great person. How can you ask a great person, have you yourself asked? That is exactly going against Veda, because Veda says you have to ask the teacher. And yes. Shankara talks in Viveka Chudamani how to select a teacher.
Yeah.
So are we following it then? And at least we four of us are doing it, is what I feel. Because I don't consider...
all samshayas should be removed, discussed and removed.
Yes, and it should be done jointly by the teacher and by the student. See, I am taking a role of a teacher. I am not a teacher. You are taking a role of a student. You are not a student, actually. You are also trying out various methods to come out of samsara. I am also trying the same method. Maybe I might know little bit more than what you know or what you have experienced. That's the only difference. But we both are the same, and that really fits into the Veda. Sahana vavatu, sahana bunattu.
Correct. Yeah.
But that we are not doing, right? We are giving an extra mileage to a teacher. Like if a Sadguru or Shristi or Bhavani or whatever it is. And there are many more in each religion. The thing would be that submit to the authority. That was never proposed in any Vedic culture. It is, the Upanishad is, the Upa is above. Nishad is to sit above.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Who is sitting above whom? The teacher is sitting above the student to explain to him how Brahman is and how other things are. So Brahman is at a higher level, and then the students at a lower level. That is how the consciousness is the highest, and the remaining things which are there are going to be. So all the Upanishad talks about Brahman as one, and remaining things how they associate. From Kenopanishad to Katopanishad to Taittiriya Upanishad and all of that, if you Mandukya Upanishad, Manduka Upanishad, if we take all those Upanishads, it only talks about that.
Yeah. But one more question I have. Now, Vedic was there tens of thousands of years. But the Buddha is born, I can say, after that. Why Buddha took non-Vedic to reach his, or he has simply started something and reached there? Or no. What made him to say that Vedic is not the way? Has he told that Vedic is not the way?
Number one,
or he was not connected at all there?
No, number one is that the first Buddha is Kashyapa, who is contributor into Veda.
Oh, I am talking about Gautama Buddha.
Gautama Buddha is almost the last one in that Samvatsara. There are 25,000 Buddhas before this Buddha.
Because when we look at that Indian that history, earlier, it was scattered. Ramayana, Mahabharata and Veda was there. Some people used to practice, so-called Brahmin category. And others also used to practice Sandhyavandanam and all that, almost all categories. But when during Buddha time, Buddha has not even talked anything about a Veda. If I don't know much, you can help me to understand. He started doing his own meditation and he reached to the peak and he started preaching about whatever is his experience. And that contradicted, I think, Veda. That is what my high level understanding. Is it right?
No, it is not. It is absolutely not. So there are a lot of suttas where he questions and he asks, somebody has reached and you have not reached. And if you were to just follow him, do you get it? And they say, no, that is not the way to do it. Okay, so what is Buddha way and what is Vedic way? So let's understand that. Vedic way talks about, see, the concept here is from Purusha Sukta. Forget about all the remaining part of the Veda. If somebody understands Purusha Sukta in a more better way or in correct way and experience it, that tallies with the 11th chapter of Bhagvadgita. Okay. Now Buddha also exactly speaks that. He speaks about dukkha. So if you go to the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita and if you look at Buddha teaching, you will be surprised that they both are same. Okay. Now what he starts is, everything has dukkha at its core. Anything you do. Because consciousness has taken a limited entity called as a form. And when in a form, you will always have shortfall, meaning to say that you cannot become everything, all pervading. You are conditioned to one single reality as you, and you get submerged into it. So now let's take between Veda, Upanishad, Shankara and Buddha. Where is the difference now? If we don't understand that everything is dukkha and everything is boredom eventually, no matter how much we earn or how much we do, whatever, the nature of reality is boredom. Meaning, if something is stable, it should be boring. Which is true. And we want stability, but it is boring. See, if you are having all the money in this world, if you have done everything in this world, then why you should do something else?
Yeah.
We do something else because we don't want that stability. We want things to be unstable in the first place because we want to try out many things. So, what Buddha started was to understand the dukkha. That is, you will not be happy with whatever it is, that current state it is. And Upanishad also talks about same thing. It says about the Vaishvanara, Taijasa, Prajna, Turiya. Turiya is boredom actually. You will remain in the same state forever. So Buddha also talks the same thing. He says, come to this samadhi and then you are merging yourself with that Brahman. He doesn't use the word Brahman because at that time there was a lot of confusion between Brahma and Brahman. So he did not choose to use that word. He said Nirvana. You want Nirvana, this is how the steps are. Now if you compare with Shankara, Buddha and the Upanishad and the Veda, that is Purusha Sukta, Narayana Sukta and Sri Sukta, there is no distortion. The approach is different. But there's absolutely no distortion. Neither Buddha said that I don't agree with Veda or that when we look at the Dashavatara, they say that Buddha wanted to hide Vedas from the Daityas and then he explained the meditation as a marga. That is false. Dhyana has been there from the beginning. And all the 8 dhyanas, what I spoke to you on the other day, is there in Veda. Only additional thing what Buddha did was that is Gautama Buddha did was to add the 9th one, wherein there is neither the feeling nor perception. Because that still creates the reality back into existence. So if you remove feeling and perception, there wouldn't be anything called as reappearing into the samsara.
So that is nirvana, right?
That is nirvana. So it doesn't mean...
But what is the difference then? See, no perception, no feeling. It is equivalent to moksha.
Not equivalent to moksha, that is moksha. So what Buddha did is that from the Veda or from the knowledge base, what was there at that point in time, he practically explained how you should do it.
Correct.
That's all what he did. He never...
Then why there is a perception that he is against Veda?
Because after the 1st century AD, that is, he died in 527. From 527 BC, he was there. And then after he died, from 2nd century AD onwards, the Nalanda University, which was there, which was all kind of sect. It didn't have anything called as Brahmins and this and Buddhist and all that. It's all just an university.
Yeah.
Right? So they redeveloped what makes sense. Because at that time, many people were not able to understand Buddha's teaching. And they were not able to understand Vedic teaching. So what they brought in was Tantra. Mix of the Buddha teaching along with the rituals of Hindus. And then they created something called as Shunya as the end result.
Oh, it is not preached by Buddha. It is
not at all
developed by this Nalanda University people.
And Nagarjuna is part of Nalanda University. So all the people go towards Nagarjuna and Atisha and Padmasambhava and all that. So the Tibetans, they believe in Padmasambhava because he developed Tibet and Bhutan and all the Himalayan regions. So they treat him as a second Buddha. Then if you come to Ambedkar, when he was tortured or whatever, he himself tortured, or at that time that environment was like that, he wrote that Hinduism is not a right religion. So from today I will discontinue that and I will join Buddhism. And then he created his own Buddhism called as Neo-Buddhism. So most of the Buddhists in India, apart from the Tibetan type, are all Neo-Buddhist. That means they follow Ambedkar. And Ambedkar has got nothing to do with the Buddha teaching. If I read the book, I have read about Buddha by Ambedkar. It is laughable. Because he never said most of the things. And he himself says that I could not understand many of what he says, but this is what is good for the society. So he created his own sect called as Ambedkar sect, which is what is followed. And that is called as Navayana, that is new vehicle. So in Buddhism today, you have Hinayana, you have Vajrayana, you have Mahayana, then you have Navayana, and you have Theravada. So like that there are many. So now which is right?
It's like a religion again.
It is a religion. So now it is distorted. So what
So what you are telling, the Vedic knowledge, whatever was there, the same thing is flown through all these acharyas.
Yes.
One acharya gave one shape to that.
Yes. See now.
For us, Buddha is also another acharya, right?
Yes. Yes. So you can follow you can combine. It is up to you. See, you can take Buddha teaching, you can take Shankara teaching, you can take both of them, you can experiment. Whatever works for you, you take it. Whatever is not working for you, leave it. Why worry about why it is not working? There's no need that every experiment should work.
Yeah. See, so far, I think we Hindus, we were thinking, have one nice photo of say Krishna or some Rama, then focus there, do meditation, and you will achieve. Okay, without knowing either a bhakti marga or other marga. But see, what we are practicing now, from there, what I have understood, that is called a religious way of doing it. Now you have Panchabhutas, same thing taught by all acharyas. disconnect from Panchabhutas, the disconnection is nothing but you are able to see yourself.
Correct. Absolutely.
And this is spirituality.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is what in the past 2 days, it was there in my mind to get clarification, which was there, back of my mind somewhere hidden. I have, I think, now understood.
No problem.
I think all acharyas taught the same thing.
Correct. It takes more time to settle your mind.
Yes.
That everything is the same. And once you do that, then it becomes easy. Then you can do mix and match.
Correct. Based on our needs.
See, another
Based on wherever you are, whatever you want to do. Yes.
and another thing, if you really carefully observe, everything is blue. So consciousness is blue because it is equanimous. It burns equally. It doesn't have the ushna of, that is yellow flame, and tikshna of the red flame. Okay. So considering that, you create something called as Vishnu. One is Vishwa. Vishwa means the world, created out of 5 senses and 5 sense objects, and then the 5 karma indriyas and 5 elements, so 20. This is called Vishwa. Anu is the atomic. So if you take anything in a life force, it becomes Vishnu. So that is the thing which connects everything. Meaning,
can you say again? 20?
20. See, we have covered about the 24 tattvas, right?
Yes, I know. 20 I have understood it.
Yeah, 20 plus Anu.
What is this Anu?
Anu is atom.
Ah.
So Kannada is a person who first time ever spoke about the atom.
Okay.
Okay. So in our 6 philosophies, we have this Nyaya and Vaisheshika.
Yeah.
So in that, Kannada is a sage who spoke about Anu. One who knows Anu knows everything.
Anu is a Sukshma. Sukshmati Sukshma.
Sukshmati Sukshma. So that is the Anu. So Vishwa Anu, that is one which connects the unconnectable, is Vishnu. So all the 5 elements are together not because I and you wanted it. The consciousness is able to make that happen.
Oh, that is consciousness.
Okay. Now, how should I...
This is what you are talking about, Vishwam Vishnu Vasatkaro Bhuta Bhavya
Bhavat Prabhu. Yes.
Same meaning, right?
Same meaning.
Okay.
Now, how should I show it? So I will create an avatara. So I will say Rama never had any... He didn't have any biased tendencies. In fact, Yoga Vasishtha talks about how Rama was at the age of 13. If somebody has read Yoga Vasishtha, then he understands what Rama is all about. Not about he married and he had children and Sita went out or this happened, Ravana was there. That is the story. But somebody wants to know about Rama should know from what he did as a child. And if somebody wants to know about Krishna, you need to know, to reach that transcendental state of Krishna, which is pure consciousness, what all did he do? So the Srimad Bhagavata on one side talks about Leela of Krishna, and another side it talks about the transcendental nature of self, which is consciousness. So like that we can have different avatars. And one of the avatars is Buddha. Okay. Now if you look at the Buddha avatara, what it means is that he was able to have omniscience, omnipresence, omnipotent, and all of that, all omnis. And he was able to know the past, present, and the future. And he was able to travel to all the worlds. Okay. And he was able to interact with all kind of beings, from a Brahma realm of existence to every realm of existence. And he was able to preach to the Devas and also to the Daityas and also to the Manavas. Okay, so this is what it is. So that's the reason we have 10 avatars of Vishnu. Considering it to be pure consciousness, not Vishnu as a form. There's no form of Vishnu. Vishnu is the ultimate reality.
Yes.
Vishnu Loka is not the ultimate reality.
Only the name is given as Vishnu. It's a consciousness.
It's a pure consciousness. Now, when I say Vishnu Loka.
And also, we say it is Stithi, right? Stithi means in this form, the responsible of binding.
No, Stithi means. Stithi means state. It doesn't change.
Yeah.
See, out of Shristi, Stithi, Laya, if you are in Shristi, Laya is guaranteed.
Yeah.
So if you, like what we are doing on meditation, the 5 senses, if you were to disconnect it, you will be in Stithi.
Yeah, that is what yesterday I was trying to ask. You said you look at everything, a Laya form of everything. That means going away from you, of your sensing elements.
Correct.
So Laya, then I was thinking, where is Stithi? I was searching.
No. It's like this. And now, the form, that is my hand, is now touching the table.
Yes.
This, as long as hand and table are connected, there is Shristi and Laya. Correct?
Connected is when you are holding it, it is Stithi, right? Till holding it is called Shristi.
No, wait. Let us not worry about Stithi at this point. As long as my hand is touching the table,
yes,
there is a Shristi and Laya. Agree with me?
Touching the table, Shristi and Laya, can you explain?
Okay, Shristi. Hand is a Shristi, right?
Hand is Shristi.
Table?
Shristi.
And if I remove my hand from the table?
There is no feeling of table, so it is Laya of table. Laya of table, the hand.
Laya of table with the hand. Now, where did Shristi happen?
Correct.
Where did it happen?
Table was there. Okay, when I touched, I am experiencing it.
No, you never experience table. Can you experience?
I think you have to explain me this in detail.
It is 9:26. So should we end it here?
Tomorrow. Tomorrow we can do it. No problem. Because the meditation is very closely related to this.
Yes. So tomorrow, what we can do? We can spend time on this one. So let's take this table, laptop, mouse, keyboard, and we all sitting.
Yeah.
And from there we will see what is real and what is unreal, what is Brahman and what is Jagat.
Yeah, with respect to Shristi, Stithi and Laya.
Correct. That is the whole idea. To understand what is Shristi there, what is Stithi and what is Laya.
Yeah.
Fine.
Then it will give a lot of meaning for my meditation.
Yes.
I was watching yesterday only Laya part. I understood. It's going away is Laya. But not understood clearly how is that Shristi and how is that Stithi. Because my experience is, experiential is nothing but Stithi. That's what I was thinking.
Yes, so we have to see how first you have to experience what is Shristi and what is Laya. Then Stithi automatically happens. You can't create Stithi.
Yeah, it is Huttu Sahaja Sahu Anivarya. Correct.
Stithi is always there. See, Sat Chit Ananda. Sat is Shristi. Chit is Stithi. Ananda is Laya.
Is it?
When your hand is touching the table or my hand is touching the table, Ananda is for how much minutes?
Ananda is, my feeling is, till you have that blissful experience.
No, wait.
Experience.
No. The moment I touch my hand on the table, it will start to burn. So I'm going to change my posture.
Okay.
So what happened? There is no Ananda.
Every Srishti is, where is Ananda here? See, I am sitting on your, see, I am now walking, tired. The moment I get something to sit, that moment I am enjoying it.
No,
It?
you're not
And
enjoying.
after some time, it is heat.
No, you're not enjoying it at all. So tomorrow let us take it up. Or if you have time,
Okay.
I can continue. I have no
No,
problem.
I think tomorrow I'm fine.
Okay.
I have something to do. Yeah.
All right, and the other two are totally silent.
Oh, I'm listening. So I'm listening to this interesting conversation, but I also wanted to know you are trying to explain Vishnu Loka.
Yes.
So I want to know also that.
Yeah, that I had experienced in 2019 anyway, so I had shared it, but tomorrow I will explain.
You have said it. Yeah, in this context about with Vishnu, you can tell what is that Vishnu Loka.
Okay, I'll do that. Fine then. So let's meet tomorrow.
Thanks, Vilas.
Yeah,
Good
sure.
day.
Good day. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Vilas. Bye.